Hello everyone, I'm Lynn from Mockingbird in Maine, and I have my December Graphics Fairy Design Team junk journal to show you. And we have barely inched into winter here in Massachusetts, but I'm already thinking about my garden for next year. I don't do much, just mostly for the bees and the butterflies and the hummingbirds, and then some herbs for cooking, but nothing too big or too fancy. But I'm already longing for that. So I was initially inspired by the Herbal Apothecary Shop bundle, and I also found in my unfinished projects this cover that I had made. And if you'd like to know how I did that, there is a tutorial video on the premium membership site in the handcraft tutorials section, and I show you exactly how I made this hand-painted, distressed, embossed bee cover. A little stenciling there with honeycombs. And so it was sitting in my unfinished projects box, and I thought it would be perfect for this gardening journal. It's ring bound. There is a little charm dangle here that is removable. It's got a little heart, a metal tassel, here's a little bee button, and a rose bead and a leaf charm. And so my thought in creating this was for a gardener, for somebody who saves seeds and takes notes and keeps track of what they're doing in their garden, but everything that can be used for that, all the printables and ephemera that can be used for that, can also be used by someone who enjoys gardens but is not a gardener themselves and are not keeping track of things or planning their garden. So I'm hoping I accomplished that, because that was my goal. The closure is a piece of sari silk ribbon, removable. And before we get into the journal, along with it come 4 colored pencils and a little sheet of distress inked hole reinforcers. So whoever gets the journal, if they want to add pages, they may want to give them a little reinforcement so they don't tear off of the rings. And then on this ring we've got 4 wooden clothespins with assorted couple of twines, torn muslin, and then a nice cream colored ribbon. And again, these could be used by gardeners tying up plants, or a journaler to embellish tags or create some fabric or ribbon ruffles. And so there are herbs, there are wildflowers, there are bees. And here's the end paper from the beekeeping bundle or the naturalist library, I can't recall which, but all of the information on the bundles that I've used is on the blog post. And here are a couple of the envelopes, and there's a bunch of these. I believe I've done 9. Every single one that was available. Little envelopes, so you can journal on them, or you could use them as seed savers. But if you don't save your seeds, I included in each one a little piece of parchment paper that you can journal on. I just think they're so cute. This patchwork pocket on this side, and it folds over to this side of the page. There's also a tutorial video on the premium membership site how I made that. And this is vintage wildflower book pages, and another one of the little envelopes clipped on or in. And so there are so many of the Herbal Apothecary pages, and I also went into the printables section and found a bunch more coordinating journal pages in the journal pages section, and I printed them all onto a lightweight cardstock like a presentation paper, folded them in half so then they're nice and sturdy to put on the rings. You can use these for your gardening notes or for journaling. Another little envelope. Here's one of the other journal pages. I love the layering. And here is a fabric flip up. This is, I had some bee fabric, like quilting fabric that was coordinated, a little package of different bee themed fabric. So I created a flip up here. Got a little flower eyelet and then just some yellow and amber colored vintage buttons on a bulb pin that just kind of weighs it down. And then underneath is a secret tuck spot with a little journaling card. And she's from In the Garden bundle, which is one of my favorites. So there's a pocket there, the beekeeping book page or title page, another journaling card, bees, and then another one of the little envelopes with journaling card inside, and then there's also a secret tuck spot here. And more herbal pages. I just think they're so beautiful. Dill, wild fennel, and although it's kind of a, you know, journal I would hope somebody might utilize in their potting shed, I also had to include textiles because I had to. So this is some vintage lace that is some of my favorite, and I'm almost out of it. But you could leave it as it is on the rings, or you could take it off, create a pocket, or embellish a page with it. Little bulb pin with a butterfly and a blue bead, a blue charm. Another page. Here's a couple of pages from a wildflower book. And another one of the printable journal pages. Another envelope. Oh, and the envelopes come like this. And I love them. So easy. Cut them out. I scored them with my scoreboard, but you don't have to do that. You can just fold them where the lines are. And then I just used glue stick on these two flaps to create them. And you could size them down or size them up too, if you wanted. Sweet fennel. This is an Edith Holden book page with a little bee on the back here. And there's a little poem, part of a poem about bees there. And it's an envelope, but I did not seal it. So if you wanted to make it into an actual envelope, you just run some glue on either side and do that. But I thought you could journal inside or tuck something in. And a little ribbon ruffle there. Rosemary. I have bad luck with rosemary. I love it, but I have trouble keeping it alive. Chamomile. Here's some more textiles. Piece of a runner. Little pin there. And a piece of tea-dyed eyelet cotton fabric. And a tag here. This is some of the bee fabric that I have. And it's on some nice heavy cardstock. And another one of the printable journal pages. So pretty. Secret Life of Flowers bundle, which is one of my favorites. And another little bee. And then in this big envelope, just some vintage wildflower book pages. A couple of flowers, and then another page from the same book. And you could, of course, store some seed envelopes in there. Garlic. Lemon balm, which is one of my favorites. Another couple of pages from the wildflower book. And these, I did put them together, but inside, before I did that, I put a strip of cardstock, so when I punch the holes, they won't tear off of the rings. Another of the printable pages. I love this one so much. And I believe this one is from the Hummingbird and Hibiscus bundle. And some more lace and a little bulb pin with a flower charm. Another printable page. So pretty. Love it. Here is a belly band with beekeeping behind that, image behind that. And these are from the Wildflower Field Guide bundle. Pocket here with a couple of journaling cards. And you could glue this to a page if you wanted. And then these are Seed Saver envelopes. But in case you don't save your seeds, I included again little journaling cards inside with little bees on them. This is my favorite bee on the premium membership site. I love him. I use him a lot in my journals. I don't know what it is about him. I just like him. And then on this side, we've got a tuck spot. I just put a clip there to hold everything in. We've got a few little images from The Secret Life of Flowers. I just that bundle is one of my favorites. And a few more of the envelopes with the journaling card, little mini journaling cards inside. Everything just tucks in. Here is another of the bee fabrics, the tag I made. Clips on there. Oregano. And tuck spot here with a couple more of the Seed Saver envelopes with a couple more bees inside. So if you don't journal on these, you could use them to decorate a page or create little tuck spots. And those just go in there. This little piece was just on my table while I was working, so it had to go on the ring. Here is a tuck spot created with some bee paper from the printables section in the paper section. Got little bees on there. Couple more journaling cards, and I believe these are from the Naturalist Library. And another pocket from the Wildflower bundle with a couple more journaling cards. And this end paper on this back cover is also from the Wildflower Field Guide bundle. And that is it, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe got some ideas. And again, all the information of the bundles is in the blog post on the graphicsfairy.com. And if you are new to the Graphics Fairy, the premium membership site is not just for images. There are the handcraft tutorials, and there are tons of them. And then there are also digital tutorials as well if you want to learn how to create your own digital images. And I think that is it, everyone. Thank you again so much for watching. Take care.